Welcome to Gen X Unfiltered, where three Gen Xers dig through the emotional junk drawer of life
and turn it into an unhinged group chat about everything from pop culture and personal growth to the stuff we never really unpacked.
If you've ever been told to toughen up but now cry doing commercials, you're a people.
Remember when the mall was the center of the universe? Food courts, arcades, and bad decisions.
Well, today we're rewinding to 1995 when Kevin Smith gave us Mallrats, a movie that turned mall culture, comic books, and chaos into comedy gold.
From Stan Lee's unforgettable cameo to Jay and Silent Bob's mall crash and mayhem, we're breaking down why this box office flop became a Gen X cult classic.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Gen X Unfiltered, the podcast. Steve, Eric.
What's going on?
Kelly and Steve, how's it going?
Snoochie Boochies.
Oh, he's already getting into
What does that mean?
That's what Jay says.
Didn't you just watch the movie?
I have a whole rant I can go on about Jay and Silent Bob or whatever.
How much you love them?
Whatever, we'll get
How
to
much they
that.
deserve their own movie?
Did they have their own movie?
They
Yes.
did. It's amazing.
Oh dear gosh. Okay, well, as you could tell from our wonderfully scripted and beautifully executed intro, we are talking about the Mallrats, not the Mallrats, Mallrats, the movie.
Yeah.
The 30th anniversary of Mallrats coming up in a couple days, I
It
believe.
came
I
out-
feel so old. The 30 years since Mallrats came out.
October 20th, 1995 was when it was released.
Yeah, that's the date stamped here on the paper, so it's official.
Goddamn.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oof. Oof.
Guess who did their research and put the facts on paper today? This girl.
Well, and who appreciates it? These two.
Hats off to you.
That's right.
I'm sorry, I have a bit of the hiccups and I'm trying to...
We always screw this up. We should
Hold
probably
back.
do this before we eat. I think we had this conversation
It's
before.
fine, I just have the hiccups. Anywho,
This is great for an audio podcast.
whatever. Maybe it's like ASMR. People like the like...
Let us
noises.
know. Hiccups. Is that ASMR or is that
Stop.
If you click off when the hiccup happens, let us know.
We could probably check the analytics.
Stop. Don't be so mean. Hiccups happen. It's like, everybody poops. Everybody hiccups.
It's true.
All right. So a quick plot synopsis for those of you who have not had the unfortunate or fortunate pleasure of watching this movie. We will discuss what my take on that is. But anywho, back in the 90s, the mall wasn't just a place to shop. It was the epicenter of Gen X culture. Food courts, record stores, comic shops, arcades, and endless people watching made it the perfect hangout spot. Kevin Smith's Mallrats captures that vibe like a time capsule, complete with awkward romance, slacker humor, and a healthy dose of comic book obsession. The movie follows two unlucky in love friends, T.S. Quint, who gets dumped after ruining his girlfriend's big day, and Brodie Bruce, whose comic-obsessed lifestyle drives his girlfriend away. Nursing their bruised egos, they wander to their natural habitat, the mall. Instead of finding solace, they tumble into a series of misadventures, from battling mall security to teaming up with Jay and Silent Bob to sabotage a cheesy dating show being filmed right in the middle of the action. Some of you might think like, okay, that's like the worst plot synopsis ever. Like what? No, that's literally the movie.
Yeah, it's basically
Literally
Yeah.
the movie. That's it.
in a very high nutshell. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, they go to the mall and after getting dumped and
Try to get the girlfriends back.
and realize
Yeah.
there's coincidentally there's a cheesy like dating game show happening.
Which
Yeah.
ties into the girlfriend breaking up thing. But
For the one of
anyway,
them, yeah.
really quick, some quick little facts before we get started. October 20th, 1995 was the release date. Like we said, it was written and directed by Kevin Smith. It's the second film in his View Askewniverse series following Clerks, which came out in 1994.
Yeah.
Main cast was Jason Lee, Jeremy London, Shannon Doherty, Claire Forlani, Ben Affleck, Michael Rooker, Jason Mewes, and Kevin Smith. I mean, obviously there's more people, but those are sort of the people that are like popular now.
Yeah.
Or were
Yeah.
popular.
There's some big names in there too. Like, like you kind of forget, like I forgot watching again, like Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Ben
A
Affleck.
very
Yeah.
young, unknown Ben Affleck.
It's kind of a who's who of like mid 90s to like early 2000s like actors.
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. So Mallrats, shocker, was a commercial flop when it released. It only made about $2.1 million worldwide and had a $6 million budget. Damn, that's kind of sucky. But
yeah. It was. I
also-
remember it being a big flop.
not shocking. The critics largely panned it in 1995, calling it crude and unfocused. However, fans embraced its humor, pop culture references, and mall nostalgia. So that's just some of the facts that we have for the movie. But also it says here that Jason Lee's career was launched from Mallrats. It was his first major film role. He went on to star in Chasing Amy, Almost Famous, and My Name is Earl.
Yeah.
Where is he now?
I on Instagram, I follow him. He owns his own. He opened up a camera store,
Oh,
like
cool.
vintage cameras and
He's
stuff.
like,
He's huge in photography. He's actually a professional skateboarder.
yeah, I could see
That's
that.
where he came from. He's a skater before this.
Yeah.
And during this, yeah.
So apparently Kevin Smith has or had teased that there'd be a Mallrats sequel. Is this real? Anyway,
I think it's come up in conversation
it hasn't
before.
happened.
Yeah,
but
it hasn't
whether
happened,
That's something
but
they would do. I don't know.
apparently he keeps occasionally or had occasionally talked about bringing it back. But as of right now, as far as we know, Kevin Smith, unless you call and tell us otherwise, there's no Mallrats
He's done a
sequel.
couple of clerks. There's like 3 or 4 clerks. I can't remember how many there are now. But they've done a few sequels to Clerks.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
no Mallrats.
So really quickly to kind of spark the conversation of this movie, since we kind of went over the Cole's Notes versions, and now the lovely listeners get to listen to our opinions on it and our discussion. So first I'm going to ask one question each to you guys. You've always obviously seen Mallrats before in the past?
Correct.
Correct. I think I did, but I don't really remember. We just rewatched it all on our own time. And I'm going to ask a weird question, but go with me, okay? Follow the Kelly brain.
Okay.
I'm going to try my best.
Yeah.
I'm going to try my best.
Nervous. When you first put the movie on, since it's probably been like 20 years, maybe even 30 years since you've last seen it.
Yeah.
What was the first nostalgic feeling you got watching it?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the nostalgic feeling I got. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe familiarity. I don't know. Like
Okay.
seeing the comic book opening with the music.
So I was thinking more like, maybe I'll give my example and that'll
Okay.
make more sense. Because
Okay.
you guys look lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Maybe I worded it wrong, but I'm just saying when I started watching the movie, and obviously 99% of the movie takes place in the mall.
Yeah.
The first thing was I was taken right back to teenagehood and being at the mall. That
Yeah.
feeling of because obviously a bunch of characters in the movie kind of represented sort of obviously exaggerated versions of what you would run into in the mall. You
Yeah.
have the cool kid, you
Yeah.
have the weird quirky kid, you'd have the whatever the case may be. So I was
Yeah.
wow, they did a really good job of that. It made me definitely feel.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No,
I
they
don't
definitely
know.
had sort of a cross section of sort of everyone. You had the stoners, the burnouts, the
Yeah.
Jay and Silent Bob. You had
Yeah.
the preppy prick Ben Affleck from the manager of Fashionable Mail or whatever the store was.
It,
And,
it definitely gave you, a kind of a flashback to the peak mall aesthetics.
yeah.
When
Yeah.
it was sort of that mid 90s turquoisey color palette in the mall.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking. I don't know. I asked that question weird, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you meant no, that's fine.
yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
no, it definitely has lots, the 90s vibe. Even the stuff that they're wearing and stuff like that. Definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say this is one of the few movies that I've watched again now, not in the 90s, but I watched it at the time. But
Yeah.
obviously at the time you don't know any better. But watching it now, it's probably one of the movies that gave me the most. They did a really good job of it being the 90s, and watching it now 30 years later, ooh, that's the 90s.
Oh, yeah, no, just
Right?
the look and feel of it, the style. I mean,
I
it
mean-
definitely is the night. Just the way they're dressed, the guys in the baggy jeans and
No,
the
wait,
jackets.
what's
and
that guy's name? Because I always get him and his brother mixed up. Jeremy London.
I always forget which one's which. Jeremy and
Jason,
Jason.
yeah.
I
London.
feel like
I still don't know which one's
I feel
which.
like Jeremy was the more in more
Yeah,
stuff.
he was the one who was in Dazed and Confused and stuff
Was
as
he
well.
the one in
Yeah.
Party of Five? Or was
Oof,
Jason?
I don't ever watch Party of Five.
Oh, I
I'm
don't know.
not.
But
Again,
anyway,
I totally get them confused. so.
Jeremy London was in the Teen Bop magazines and stuff. But
Yeah.
he I was oh damn, as soon as I saw him, he was wearing the cargo pants,
Yeah.
the thermal long sleeve shirt with the 3 buttons, and then a flannel. And then at one point when he gets in the mall, he takes off and ties it around his waist. I'm damn it.
Yeah,
That's 90s
even the hair,
in a
Yeah,
nutshell.
the part in the middle.
part,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
hair
raise
and
your
stuff.
hand if you had that haircut in high school.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think
Yeah.
every guy did.
But
yeah.
I was wow, that's the okay, I know that they're in college. Technically, they're not in high school.
No, they're
I think they're newly in college, so maybe 19.
yeah, they don't really
20.
say how old they are, do they? But
But they say they're in
not.
college.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was wow, that was every teenage, we'll just say for lack of a better
Yeah.
word, boy in
Yeah.
the 90s.
The movie definitely nailed youth culture for that moment
Mhm.
Yeah.
with the style and a lot of the way they talk and the lingo and stuff.
Yeah.
It definitely when you watch that, it takes you back
Yeah.
to
Oh, yeah.
the mid 90s.
Yeah.
I was oh my God, we actually talked so not just the way they talked, but the inappropriate slang they used. I was we actually talk like that. Now I know why it's canceled, because it's sounds, it's cringe to hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
Shannon Doherty calls because her boyfriend in it is the
Brodie.
Brodie.
Yeah.
Like she calls him the R word. Like
Yeah.
that's my R. And I was
Yeah.
like, but she said it like
Yeah.
4 times, and it was obviously funny at the time.
No, back then it was.
And I was just
not
like,
considered.
I know, but you forget because now, like, obviously that word's like not appropriate anymore. But you're like, holy shit, we did used to say that word all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Oh, 100%. There's a few,
And-
a lot of stuff like that where you forget now that it's not cool to say that stuff.
And-
That it's like,
and-
it's weird.
And the gay jokes,
Yep. A lot of
those were
Oh, yeah.
super popular.
Those were in there.
in the
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
Well, watch Friends, right?
Oh,
Same-
yeah.
Same thing. Like
Yeah.
mid '90s, like homophobic jokes were everywhere.
Yeah. No, exactly.
But I have another question. Don't worry, this one makes more sense.
Okay.
I promise this one is nailed in. It's dialed in. Out of all the characters, you have to pick one. Who was your favorite character for whatever reason?
I was like Brodie. I like Jason Lee.
Jason Lee, what about you, Eric?
Jason Lee was good. I have a soft spot for I forget the guy's name. He was the big guy staring at the 3D.
Oh my God,
printed
he was
image.
in it for like 2
Ethan
seconds.
Suplee. I can't remember his name. Ethan Suplee is the actor.
Yeah,
but
exactly. This is another '90s piece of nostalgia. Remember those like
But that
3D images where you stare at it
Yeah.
and there's like a secret like image that pops out?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh,
that.
I remember those. I could never see them.
My friend had a book of them.
Yeah,
Like,
they
that's
were
the
like
thing.
huge.
I could,
Those things,
exactly. I
yeah.
could never see it. That's why I sympathize with like the big guy because like same thing. Like I stared at them for hours. I could never see that image.
Yeah.
Never.
No, I know.
So,
It
like-
was like a whole thing. I remember they're like stare at the bottom
He is
corner,
me,
relax your
and
eyes.
I am he.
Is that like actually your favorite character?
Well, I guess like secondary. I'd like the Jason Lee character, probably best character.
See, it's weird because there was numerous times where I wanted to punch Jason Lee in the face. Like he was a little bit much.
Well,
but then when
yeah.
he like lost his shit on when he was super annoyed at the kid on the escalator, I was like, oh, holy shit, that's me.
No, that's
Yeah.
the
I
great
was
scene
like,
where he's like, the
that's
kid
me.
is on
Yeah.
the fucking escalator
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
He's like, you need to mom should teach the kid that,
It's a lesson, yeah.
I'm
how
like,
dangerous
that's
an
me.
escalator is.
That's me in the mall. And then the
Yeah.
kid had an escalator accident. But I was just like, holy shit, that was me in the mall like that. But then he was also like annoying
Well,
too.
they're okay with it. I was funny how they kind of a few times they would go back to some of those jokes, like they'd be talking about something, he'd be like, "Well, like that kid is on the fucking escalator." Like they're clearly,
Well,
yeah.
but he would just see it and be like,
Yeah.
Yeah. But then so what a stupid acronym. TS. It's the most like
yeah, I don't know if that's
awkward
like
name to
wasn't
say.
T.S. Eliot like a poet? Or
He was,
something?
yeah.
So that's I
maybe.
don't know if it's I'm assuming it's a nod
A nod to that.
But
yeah.
his character was like, I don't know. I feel like it was like, I guess they did a good job because to me, like Jason Lee and Jeremy London's character were like so different.
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
Jeremy London was more of like the calm, cool, collected, like whatever guy, like relax, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then Jason Lee was just more of the like
he was
neurotic
he was
kind of
more,
like,
he was
chaos.
more callous about
Yeah.
the whole
and
situation.
just like
and,
chaotic, but like
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
had a heart, but like,
Yeah.
So it was like, I almost wish there was like an in-between person because like there was things that annoyed me about Jeremy London's
Yeah.
character and whatever. But overall, I'd probably say that I would choose Jason Lee's character just because he had more
Well,
funny
he
bits.
was sort of the star of it, I would think.
He just
Yeah.
had more funny bits. And the escalator bit was like, holy shit, you were speaking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta respect the escalator. This is a dangerous machine. Doesn't seem like
Yeah.
much, but
But wasn't
Yeah.
there a scene later in the movie where they're like the escalators closed because a kid got caught on
there's
it?
so-
That happened over the PA
they-
system,
over
yeah.
the PA system, they
No,
have-
the kid got caught in the escalator. Yeah.
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 They did a good job of keeping that like
That's
running
what I'm saying. They do a good
behind
job
the
on these
scenes.
like bits where they just kind of like
Yeah.
keep popping up and stuff
Now-
like that. Yeah.
Okay, well then I'll just ask the same question. Who was your most unlikable character if you had to pick one?
Probably Claire Forlani. Her voice in it was really annoying.
See, I was like, I know this girl and I know that name. Who is she?
She was like an it girl for a minute.
She
like,
was
in
in
the
a
late
bunch of
90s.
stuff, yeah.
She was like that Meet Joe Black with Brad Pitt.
never saw
Yeah.
that. Oh, but I think I can see the poster of her.
Oh god.
She was like in a bunch of rom-coms.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What,
Okay.
she's been in a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
But I knew
Yeah.
her name and I was like, she looks familiar. But yeah, she was annoying in that, I would
Well,
say.
her voice is kind of she's kind of like whiny.
What about you?
I don't know. Maybe Shannon Doherty.
She had a pretty small role in that, considering like
Yeah.
that was
Well,
95. She was still on like
she-
90210 at that
She
point.
did.
I think.
The only reason why I think I was okay with her character is because her character was very Brenda Walsh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, it's funny they make a reference to Brenda Walsh
they
in the
do,
movie
yeah,
too.
they
yeah.
do.
Did you know she was wearing a Degrassi jacket?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
But her character was very Brenda Walsh, so for some reason that didn't annoy me super much. Ben Affleck's character was just effing annoying. Like they
Yeah.
made that
He
too
was supposed to
obnoxious.
be,
Yeah.
yeah.
he did a good job of playing a D-bag. And
he was a super
that's what he's supposed to be.
douchebag.
And like, yeah, he was bang on.
Yeah, he was supposed to be a total prick, and he was.
My least favorite characters, and I'm sure there's a reason for why they're in the movie, blah, 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 is the Jay and Silent Bob. I just find them really, like, over the top, and it just, like, grates on my nerves.
Well, Silent Bob is Kevin Smith. You obviously knew that, right?
Yeah, I did.
No, I'm just making sure,
But he was okay, because he didn't talk much. But the other guys were like, oh, like the stoner. Like,
well, that's
okay, it's
sort
fine.
of it's almost like Penn and Teller. The one never talks, the other one never shuts up.
But Kevin Smith did talk at the end.
Yeah.
Well, that's his...
He'll have something poetic
he'll
to say.
sort of say something that's
memorable,
very deep or whatever to the story. Yeah, like in all of them, he does.
I understand why they were in the movie because they were sort of like
whether it's like the stoner comic relief or whatever. You want to
Yeah,
call
exactly. I mean, it's a lot of if you watch Clerks, it's a lot of the characters from Clerks kind of like evolved into like a more mainstream. Or expanded version of those characters. Right?
Because that girl that he kept going and seeing her in the dressing room, what's her name? I know she was everywhere.
Jeez.
Joey Lauren Adams.
Yeah. I mean, I think she always plays the same kind of characters. Like
she's got that. Well, she's kind of got that
nasal
ditzy voice. She sounds ditzy.
But like,
I always got her mixed up with Renee Zellweger for some reason.
They do look similar.
They do, especially watching Empire Records.
Yeah,
they really do.
Exactly.
Like look a lot
like
alike.
Before Renee Zellweger did not get her face redone. Wink, wink, wink. Remember? Oh, it's just the angles and the makeup.
Yeah. The whole big thing. Yeah.
Dude, like you do you, but like you literally look like a different person.
You need to
let's not lie.
Own it. Yeah.
Like the makeup and lighting. Okay.
Yeah. No, I remember that because I remember she hadn't been seen in a little while or something, right? And then she was like, "Oh, wow."
She literally got her face done, and it's like again, like do you, but like don't like bullshit a bullshitter, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. No, exactly. It's like
I always say, like, just own your shit, and then people not gonna care. It's when you lie.
No, it's when you try and deny it and stuff. Where it's like, okay, we can clearly see that. You're lying to us. It's just you make it way worse.
Let's go through some key scenes in Mallrats. So the escalator incident. So for those of you who haven't seen it, Brodie, Jason Lee's character, tells a horrifying story about a kid getting stuck on an escalator. Why it's possibly nostalgic / symbolic. Every Gen X kid remembers being terrified of escalators thanks to urban legends. The scene nailed that shared childhood fear. I mean, escalators still freak me out.
Because I remember being told all these stories, like get your pant leg caught in there or your shoelace or something like that. And it happens. Like
tear your leg off.
It actually is super dangerous if you're not careful.
I never step on the first step. I always step the second step.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of it.
Practice safe escalator use, people.
The crazy, the fear our parents instilled in us.
We see those giant like teeth that are metal just there exposed.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
But that was probably, honestly, that whole escalator thing that kind of happened throughout the movie that I didn't know till I was watching the movie. But I was like, oh my gosh, that's actually really, really funny. Eric is so confused because he can't find where we are on the paper.
Yeah, I could see him. I'm like two-sided printer.
I'm like, she's looking at scenes. I'm like, where's that on my paper?
It's okay. I thought the same thing. I was like, this is really short. I was like, oh wait, it's
like save the trees, people.
Smart.
I was low-key trying to ignore him because I'm like, he's shuffling the papers. I
could see him looking. That's what I was like.
I was trying to shuffle.
I can see her face. I'm like, oh, he's trying to figure out what Kelly's reading.
So yeah, like that was a real thing. But I thought that was the funniest part of the movie because it was so in the back, other than the initial part where Jason Lee he tries to yells at the kid or whatever. But then the rest of it was just subtly mentioned, and it was just really funny.
Yeah,
how
just
it was
kind of
done.
they did a good job, kind of just going back to that joke, but not like
and like I said,
too much. But yeah,
I channeled Brodie's character in that moment.
That
because
anger, he's just like...
He said what lots of people think.
yeah, he's really tuning the mom out for her. Even his buddy's like, oh, that's hard. He's like, they got to learn.
He's like, I think he says like it's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
I mean, he just said what a lot of people think. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Then Jay and Silent Bob's shenanigans. What happens is they try to sabotage the dating game show by dressing up, swinging from ropes, and even building ridiculous gadgets. I don't know if it says why it's nostalgic. Their antics feel like a live action cartoon, perfectly embodying 90s stoner slacker humor, and the mall is a playground. I mean, that's fair. I would say that it definitely embodied the stoner slacker.
Oh yeah, it was just funny because even if you look like when they had
goofy.
Just goofy, but even when if you watch when they had their the drawings they had of their plans and Jay would always tell it. It's like Jay it's on Bob's the gruntman does all that hard work. Jay just does all the idiotic planning and stuff like that.
Well, the whole scene where he put the coins to get the security guard in the sock, and the kid does the thing, and then he's like, oh.
That was really cheesy.
And he goes,
exactly.
Right through his head goes right through the change room.
Yeah, and that's when they see that girl.
But Jay and Silent Bob, they had a lot of like fun pop culture references too, like built into their characters.
Oh, see, I didn't listen that carefully.
Yeah, like if you know Star Wars, like
no, I don't.
Silent Bob is trying to do like a Jedi trick.
Mind trick.
He's trying to use the Force to get the tape at the end of the movie.
Yeah, he just keeps trying, and even I did like that too. When the very first scene when Jay's talking to Brodie,
he had the cigarette.
Knock it off.
Yeah, exactly.
And as he's doing it, Silent Bob's still trying to use the Force to move this, and Jay's blah blah blah.
Yeah,
knock it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Just keeps like
And I think that's what the critics missed is like if you don't like pop culture references, that's half the humor in this movie.
Well, even just someone like, did you see like the name of the carpet stores, Rug Munchers? Like
exactly.
Just dumb stuff like that.
The movie is really good at referencing itself and at other moments in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Like the movie opens up with a joke about somebody's cousin sticking a cat up his ass. And then the
Brodie talking about.
Yeah, the punchline is, why does he keep putting cats up his ass? Well, how's he gonna get the gerbil out?
Yeah, because like how much of it goes through the gerbil?
And then like what happens inside? They go inside the pet shop, and there's like it's a shot of like a cat in the pet shop window.
Yeah.
And on the pet shop window, it says gerbils, gerbils, gerbils.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like I actually like 100% paid attention to this movie because I didn't want you guys to yell at me for missing stuff.
Yeah.
And, hold on. And I'll be really fast. I promise. You can continue.
No,
but I like missed that shit.
But this is what like I think the critics missed too. That's my point. Like critics hated this movie
because they're too focused on like this is dumb.
Yeah,
script writing.
The dialogue is simple and dumb. I don't like it. But it's like, well, there's more to it than that, right?
Yeah,
there's a whole other layer going on here.
Yeah, there's lots of this stuff going on throughout it. Like it's even like if you look at when they show their drawings and they just have the little jokes written on it. So even the way Jay Tom's like, I would do it myself, but I threw my back up humping mom last night. I'm like, just like,
I do
things like that they throw in.
I do have to say though that like, even though like, again, I don't know what the right word is for this. I always just call it like campy type of humor.
Yeah.
But like the characters did a very good job executing it. I do have to say that whether that's your type of humor or not, they did do a good job.
Yeah.
But I also feel like really quickly, just in case anybody's like a specific part of the movie, like their girlfriends break up with them, but Shannon Doherty was dating Jason Lee's character, and then the Claire Florney was dating Jeremy London. And important to note, more so for the Jason Lee Shannon Doherty, is that she broke up with him because she said he was like going nowhere, had no job, living in the basement, wouldn't introduce him to, like a slacker.
The big thing was she's like, you won't even introduce, like, he lives at home clearly in the basement, and she's got to sneak in through the bedroom, the basement window, and she's like, you won't make me breakfast, I won't introduce your mom.
So
then he decides he wants to play Sega Genesis to play NHL 94.
Yeah. But that's important because that's why, like, then we were talking about Ben Affleck, who was like the douchebag, like store manager of this preppy.
He's a successful guy with a job.
He's successful, and that's why in the movie she ends up at the mall too, and they're going to go on a date. So that kind of just because in case we mention things, just so it makes sense to people who haven't seen it, because
that's true. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out.
I don't know if many people have, but that's okay.
That's a pretty popular movie. Kevin Smith. So.
Another key scene was Stan Lee's cameo. The Marvel legend appears giving Brodie heartfelt advice about love. Why it's nostalgic for Gen X comic fans. This was validation before comic book culture was mainstream. It symbolized being seen in an era when comics were still nerdy. Okay, I missed that scene. Did Amazon Prime cut clips from the movie?
I wouldn't think so.
But like, I literally watched this movie. I was folding laundry, but I watched
the old
it.
Guy, yeah.
I don't remember that.
He's the little guy with glasses, silver hair.
Well, because remember, Brodie almost gets into. So the whole thing is Brodie's like, he goes to them all the time, so he's like, I know what's going on. When he thinks he thinks he knows everything that's going on. So he's shocked when he shows up and he realizes they're shooting a TV show there. He's like, how did this happen?
Yeah.
And then he finds out Stan Lee's his comic book. He's like, and Stan Lee,
his idol,
or
his
in
comic
book is a legend in comic books. So he's like, how the hell is Stan Lee in my comic book sports on autographs and I don't know about it?
Yeah, he was
no one gets in a fight with those guys. Steve Dave.
Steve Dave.
I'll kick your ass. You think a guy who's comics can kick your ass?
Exactly. But that's a really good point. Like, this movie comes out way before the Marvel Universe.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where I knew Stan Lee, because I was not a comic book fan, but I knew him from Mallrats.
Yeah.
And then seeing him in Iron Man stuff, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it was cool. But I thought of him from Mallrats all the time,
Yeah, exactly. But I totally like identify with like the whole comic book nerd thing, because when I was in high school and like elementary school and stuff, the comic book kids, they're like, the real dorky ones, right? This is, and the
now it's like the cool kids.
Now, exactly. Now, like the Marvel Universe is so mainstream.
Honestly, I think it was movies like this that helped make it cool. You saw a guy like Jason Lee, who I mean, was acting, but he's a professional skateboarder. I think he was a comic book fan, and Kevin Smith is a huge comic book fan.
Yeah.
So I think movies like this made it cool to like it.
I have a question, Eric, though. Were you like nerdy enough to be a comic book guy, or were you even nerdier that you couldn't be part of the comic book club?
I wasn't.
You were a nerd.
What?
I
was a nerd. I wasn't. They didn't let me in their club, though.
No, that's what I mean.
No, I never did comic book. I tried. I had some.
I used to collect Archie comics.
I had a bunch of reproduced or reissued Tales from the Crypt comics from like the 50s.
Yeah.
I really like those. They were cool, like kind of horror ones.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, they were pretty cool.
Yeah, I just had Archie comics every Saturday when we go grocery shopping. You used to be able to buy them with the magazines, and my dad would buy one.
I remember getting the double digest ones.
It was a special day when my dad bought the double digest.
Yeah. No, I had a friend that was big into comics, so he gave me a couple of Punisher ones back in the day. I remember seeing the original Punisher movie and stuff, but just never really got into them.
I had a friend who bought. It was like remember Superman died? Like it was like the early 90s.
Yeah,
that's a big deal in the comic book world, right, Kelly? You know this. But anyways, he bought there was 5 different editions. He bought 3 of every edition because he thought it was going to be worth a fortune somewhere down the road. So
yeah, that's a fun story. Okay, another key scene was the food court hangouts. The characters spend a ton of time in the food court scheming and venting about life, why it's nostalgic. The food court was the beating heart of every mall. Cheap pizza, pretzels, Orange Julius, and people watching. It was the Gen X hangout spot. It was New York fries in the house.
Yeah, no, I remember the food court was always the place to go. Yeah, I actually like their whole debate they have about, because it was the chocolate covered pretzel place that was not in the food court.
Yeah.
So they're having a whole debate of whether or not it's the food court.
Food court, yeah.
Oh, it's not the food court.
No, that's what Jason Lee's like. No, it's not. He's like, it's a it's a mid-mall snack. I think that's what they refer to it as.
Yeah,
he's like anything outside of the designated food court area is not.
No, it's not the food court.
This movie ruined chocolate covered pretzels for me.
Yeah, I know there was
the stink palm scene. Oh my god!
I'm just gonna say before you guys talk about that is that I rewind back to I don't even know if I said who my worst character was. Actually, I did, and they bump up because my most annoyed character was the freaking dad.
Michael Roker.
Why did they have him be the most annoying? It didn't work. I don't know. It was just stupid.
Yeah, no, I thought it was pretty. But he was so over the top. He's just he's a character. He's a weird dude, Michael Roker.
He's
a weird dude.
Enjoy
and
that.
Future Marvel tie-in. He ends up being in Guardians of the Galaxy as one of the main characters.
That's right. Yeah,
is he as annoying then as he is there?
No.
Which has got that. He's got a sort of an intensity to him.
Well, it was just an annoying character. It was over the top. Like at the very beginning when he's in the towel and the dad oh, my dad's really mad at you, and he's dancing in his towel and he sees their ass.
He's doing karate.
Yeah, karate.
Or whatever he was doing.
Your dad's an asshole or something like that. Cuts in his towel, falls off his bare ass.
It's just so stupid. I don't know why that character really irritated me. It felt unnecessary, but whatever.
Yeah, he was just the dad that. Yeah, he's a TV producer. He's producing the game show that that's going to be on in the.
Yeah, I know that.
That he's pitching to some TV execs.
Okay, but back to the food court because I think this is very to tie into our own sort of Gen X memories.
Yeah.
But yeah, the food court, like you said, I don't consider anything.
No, if it's not in that designated area, then it's just it's a mid-mall snack.
For those of you guys listening, if you don't know, we are in Canada, grew up in Canada, so our food courts had things like New York fries, Mrs. Vanelli's pizza.
Yeah.
We had muffins.
Oh, yeah.
Way back in the day, we had Grandma Lee's. Oh, that was the
remember
shit.
Treats?
Yes.
They had, that's where you could get a giant cookie the size of a pizza.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of things that I feel were mostly just Canadian, if not only Canadian. But yeah, those were kind of our staple food court things.
Yeah.
And now it's A&W, McDonald's, Subway.
It's all big chains.
Boring. Yeah. I want Mrs. Vanelli's and muffins.
Those small chains, most of them are gone.
You guys remember Grandma Lee's? Oh,
I do. Yeah,
so good.
Yeah, but that's
Never had
that's a
Grandma
long.
Lee's.
That was that left a long time ago.
That was
a kid,
super long ago. Because Steve and I grew up in a city that had a mall within 5 minutes from us. Eric had to travel.
Walk to it.
Going to the mall was a big deal.
It was an all-day event for Eric to go to the mall. Yeah, it was. So you didn't, but also the mall you went to was way bigger than any of the malls Steve and I went to.
Ooh, I got a
That's
big
true.
mall.
Yeah, because that was the mall my parents would go to if we wanted to go the big mall. We would drive to that one.
My mall had a movie theater in it.
Yeah.
Yours?
It did.
Yeah.
All right,
just a smooth.
Ours had an arcade at one point in time.
So did my mall.
I was never allowed to hang out in there. It was always
No, I don't remember the arcade.
Why were arcades so our parents?
The CD deals happened.
That's where all the drug deals happen. I guess parents thought.
I remember going to the actual arcade downtown once. It was
oh, that was
my parents were where are you going there? We did. Sorry.
Damn.
Really quickly, before we move on from the food court, what was, as a teenager, if you remember, something that sticks out in your mind, what was the one thing you always got at the food court when you went?
I would get Mrs. Vanelli's with a slice of garlic bread.
Oof, that shit was good. Their Caesar salad was good too.
Yeah, Mrs. Vanelli's is really good.
Eric?
I loved Miss Vanelli's. Never got the garlic bread. I used to just get Miss Vanelli's and pop.
I used to, way back in the day when I go to the mall with my friend when we were probably like 12, 13, like really younger, we'd always get a large New York fries and split it.
The New York fries are really good. My sister was the first one that got turned into New York fries. And they're like, oh man, they were good.
They're so good. They're like chip truck fries.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the thing that I got most consistently.
Yeah,
and then,
you know what I used to get? I remember when I was really little, I loved was, what they call them, like haystacks, I guess, but it was like chocolate covered coconut cookies. I would get that from like Treats.
Oh, I was like, where'd you get those?
If I was really little and my aunt was with us, because she was like, spoil us, which was kind of fun. She used to buy us like those from Tim Hortons, those character cookies.
Oh, yeah.
The gingerbread cookies that were characters,
like
the Muppets, like Kermit and stuff.
Yeah.
I know.
Tell me, like, what happened to you, Aunt?
She had her own kids.
All right. The dirt mall sequence. Brodie and TS wander into a rundown, quote-unquote, dirt mall flea market. Why it's nostalgic, it highlights the weird, gritty side of mall culture that existed alongside the polished chains, a very 90s vibe of high meets low. I know exactly what that is because there's a mall
There's
around
one in
us
Toronto.
that has
It's
it.
in Toronto called Dixie Mall. You can look it up, Dixie Value Mall.
And we went one time because I don't know. Steve had been a few times. I hadn't been. Eric hadn't been. So we went. And I'm sure if you're a treasure hunter, you could spend hours down there and just like treasure hunt. To me, it was dark. It was musty. It was over like small spaces and too much to look at.
You're talking about the flea market itself. Yeah, the flea market was also in the basement of the mall.
Oh yeah,
like, it was underground,
like
so it was like
the dingy, low lighting. Like,
but it was like you could find also. It was weird. Half garage sale was like like people selling like vintage, like old '80s like video games or movies, but they're all like used.
If you were like a thrift hunter, like or loved old toys and stuff, you could spend all day there.
Had like weird like knockoff brand perfumes at one stand. Like places you could buy like weird. You could buy like those sketcry kind of knives where it's like, are these legal or not? Like those like telescopic like mace things.
You could buy
and
the what are they called? That was for tobacco only.
Yeah. Back with when up here now that marijuana is legal, it's you can be able to, which is really weird because now you can just go buy it from like the government store.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas back then you had to buy it in like the flea market for this guy.
But it was for tobacco use only.
Yeah.
Best part of that scene though, when the what's his name, Jeremy London?
I don't even remember them going.
Jeremy London. So they're in the remember the hat he picks up?
I don't even remember them going.
Jeremy London picks up a hat and it says Clerks on it, which is a nod to the Kevin Smith's first movie, right?
Yeah.
And what does he do? He kind of looks at it, kind of shakes his head, like throws it back.
Was he not in it?
Sorry?
He wasn't in it.
No.
But he's making fun of like Clerks, saying it's like, trash, whatever, right?
No, I know. But I'm just asking a question. Was he in that movie?
No, he wasn't.
Maybe that's why
it's probably,
but that's just more of that like kind of sarcastic like undertone for the whole movie. And like
Kevin Smith can poke fun at himself.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, see, I was thinking that he did that more because he wasn't in that movie.
Well, it might be that too.
It might be, I took it more as Kevin Smith poking fun at himself.
Yeah. But
Kevin Smith, when you call us, let us know about that. We have so many questions for you. Hey,
come on, we'll talk with Degrassi. We're huge Degrassi fans.
Hold on, we have a huge Canadian connection because Kevin Smith loves. He was even in the Degrassi documentary. He always comes to Toronto for things. Did he come for the documentary? I don't know, but he was in it.
He's probably in it. Yeah,
he was in it.
I don't know if he came up here or not.
He did a cameo on some of the Degrassi The Next Generation episodes.
Yeah.
So
that's right. I forgot he was actually
call us,
him
Kevin.
and Jason Mewes.
Whatever. Call us, Kevin. Just kidding.
Or Jay Mewes.
Also, Kevin Smith, didn't he literally almost die years ago?
Yeah, he had like a really bad heart attack.
And then he lost a whole. Now he's lost a whole bunch of weight.
Yeah.
But wasn't it like a widowmaker? But he survived.
Yeah, he made it through.
Yeah.
Thank God. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he said he was super lucky that he had right place, right time, or whatever. It could have been a lot different. Yeah.
Now he went and he lost a whole bunch of weight and stuff. So I'm assuming that was probably the wake up call he needed.
I think 100%. Yeah.
Not that I would say that he was like crazy, like obese.
He was a big guy.
He got a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's a lot bigger than what he was.
He
in
got
Mallrats.
bigger. Yeah.
And James Silent Bob Strike Back, he's bigger. And he puts on more weight over time.
Because I was like, he doesn't look like.
No, he was not. For being the quote unquote like the jokes about him being fat and stuff like that. He was.
Yeah.
He's like husky, but he's not like.
Yeah.
Big, but he definitely got bigger.
All right, then we have the dating game show finale. The climax of the movie resolved. Sorry, I got thrown off by the word climax. I don't know why. It's such a weird word.
So we kind of, just in case no one's seen the movie,
explain it quickly.
So we said Brodie and his girlfriend, I forget her name now, but Shannon Doherty, Renee, they break up because he
was a slacker.
She wanted to do his mom. He doesn't have any drive, blah, blah, blah. TS and his girlfriend break up because Claire's father, who you were saying you didn't like as a character, he's a game show host producer. He's producing like this new game show knockoff that the girl who's supposed to be on it tragically passed away because her boyfriend, TS, made a joke about how the camera adds 5 pounds.
So she went and worked out to her death.
She went and she had some body image issues or something that passed. Yeah, so she went and did 700 laps and ended up dying in a pool. So now they need someone to fill in for. So he gets his daughter to do it.
So she can't go on the trip.
She can't go on the trip to Florida where he was going to propose to her.
Yes,
because she has to fill in for her dad. So he loses his mind, being like, "Oh, you always do stuff for your dad."
So the whole thing is this.
Remember, he was going to propose.
Yeah, at Jaws on Universal.
At Jaws at Universal, which Brodie says is the most romantic thing he's ever heard of.
So the whole thing is that when they get to the mall, they realize that the game show is being filmed in the mall. So that happens.
Yeah. So that's sort of how this whole game show is a thing.
Yeah. So the climax revolves around sabotaging Mr. Svenning's cheesy dating game. Why is it nostalgic? It's over the top, but also a parody of the kind of cheesy game shows Gen X grew up watching on daytime TV. I mean, definitely, it was like
with the whole where would you go make whoopee?
Yeah,
like that. She said that. It's like what? So I think he said, "What the heck's whoopee?"
Exactly.
Yeah, it's that whole scene. Honestly, like to me, I'm like that whole scene was just way too long and annoying.
Really? Oh, that was hilarious. And then I like too because the third guy is the star of Clerks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't seen Clerks.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Brian O'Halloran, I think his name is.
Yeah, Clerks. If you haven't seen Clerks, recommend.
It's a really good. That's what Kevin Smith became famous for because that did really well at I think it was Sundance.
Yeah,
he was at the Sundance Darling, and then because of that he got to make Mallrats, and they're like, "This is what you put out after Clerks."
Yeah, this is the fall. Come on, you're done here.
Yeah, and then,
So one last one was the comic book store conversations. Brodie nerds out about comics, debates superheroes, and interacts with Stan Lee. Why is it nostalgic? The 90s were peak comic book shop culture before digital comics and mega franchises, a safe haven for Gen X geeks. I mean, comic book stores were huge.
They were, and it was just a very, like it was not the cool, hip thing it is now to like comics and like you said, like Marvel movies and stuff like that. Like it wasn't that at all. You had like the original Superman and then with kind of a few little things. I mean, Batman had been out, but comics weren't that cool.
No, they were just dorky, but they did have a lot of popularity with the dorky.
Oh, and passionate too. Like I mean, they have that whole debate about whether or not Lois Lane could carry Superman's baby.
Yeah, I know. There's no way.
And it's just he's so passionate about it. Like
exactly.
His ejaculate would go like a shotgun. Or like Superman,
the back of her.
The baby would kick through her stomach.
Exactly. Only Wonder Woman has the fallopian tubes to handle his seed.
I literally don't think I watched the same movie.
Clearly not.
The most screwed up part is I literally watched this 2 hours ago. It's not even like I watched this 10 days ago. I watched it 2 hours ago.
I don't know, but that's the thing. They have all these crazy, debates about weird, random superhero stuff.
Yeah, like these crazy conversations, like in the movie, that don't really pertain to like the plot at all. But it's just like their character, just like character.
Yeah, they're just shoot the shit about stuff. Yeah,
just reminded me. I'm going to be as not creepy as I can talk about the most creepy part of the movie.
Okay.
Was that girl, the 15-year-old girl, that whole storyline with that was so effing beyond creepy. That actually gave me the ick, and I almost was like, I hope this isn't a big thing because this is super ick. Yeah. I get it, whatever. So really quickly, there's this girl at the mall, and Brodie knows her, and she's being 15. She's writing some book about all her sexual conquests. Okay, she's 15, everybody remember. Yeah. They even do say, like, what do your parents think? They're like, oh, it's great. And anyway, so it ties into the ending because she ended up, one of her sexual conquests was Ben Affleck, who's, in his probably 25, 30.
He was 25 in the movie.
Yeah. 25. Yeah. And, but like the whole conversation between Brodie, TS, and her was just really creepy. I just didn't like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna say the character that they had playing that, she didn't look 15. She looked a lot older.
No.
So that was at least, it wasn't like it was like actually but she was 15.
Well,
no.
Yeah.
And the movie like is aware that what she's doing is like creepy and weird.
Yeah, I know, but it's
because
so creepy.
that's how Ben Affleck is busted in the end.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Like they're not saying it's good, but I'm just saying they made a lot of jokes about it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, ugh, I just didn't like
exactly.
that.
Like probably that plot point wouldn't get made at all today.
No, it was way too creepy.
Yeah.
Like it was so creepy.
No, but like you said, but in the movie, like they don't.
No, they
celebrate.
don't say
like
it's
this
good.
is crazy. Like how are you doing this? Like
So what happens is the whole thing is Jason Lee, to win back Shannon Doherty, he gets, because this 15-year-old tapes all of her encounters for research. Because
it's all scientific research.
Research. So he somehow gets the tape. Everybody's at the game show.
She gives it to him.
The game show thing's over. He plays the tape or whatever. Comes on the screen of Ben Affleck and this girl doing things, and then he gets arrested.
And he's also saying, do you hear what he's saying to her? You call me new kids, call me Danny, call me Joey.
Yeah,
more pop culture references,
I don't know why,
but that's just more like about him being just like an ass.
Yeah,
I don't know why that whole thing, I just did not like that. It just made me feel
I mean, this is where like cultural tastes have changed clearly, right? Because like they could joke, it was a joke back then, and today it wouldn't happen at all.
No, I don't think they would, or they wouldn't have. She would have been
older,
not 15. It was the whole that she was supposed to be 15 that creeped me out.
Well, I'm guessing the only reason they did that is because then when they play the video, Jason Lee's character was like, that girl's 15, and the cops arrest them. So I'm guessing.
Well, no, she had to be underage for the whole scene to work
that's
out.
What I'm saying,
but I'm saying the whole premise of it was just still creepy. Like, why did we have to do that?
Probably they would have found a different way to frame Ben Affleck's character today,
or they would have it would have been something different than
it was just weird, but that's just me. I'm a prude, I guess. But
no, it's definitely
it was creepy.
It's an example of like the it was kind of crude back then, but just more acceptable today.
It was. Yeah, it was definitely. I mean, I'm sure like we probably all laughed at that back then, and now just sort of like now we know.
Well, I think it was more just laughing about what a creep the Ben Affleck character was.
Yeah, of course. But I just mean like laughing at the jokes and stuff. Whereas now it was kind of just like,
it's like you said, it's like you're watching a lot of these and watching like Friends and stuff with a lot of these jokes now. It's like, oh, they just didn't age well.
Yeah, they're in poor taste now.
Yeah.
So those are kind of some of the top scenes. I'm just reading through my last little bit of notes. So I want to really just quickly talk about the 90s slacker vibes that this movie was like everything. It had the grunge fashion, the oversized flannels, awkward love stories, hanging out at the mall. Like, I mean, I think we can all attest to the fact that in the 90s, as teenagers, that was the only real, unless you were in the bush drinking beer, that was the only
some parking lots.
That was the only place like Saturdays, everybody you knew at school was at the mall. They just went and hung out.
Yeah, exactly. And like I think overall, like the tone was very 90s. It was very sarcastic in a lot of ways.
It was.
The movie didn't take itself seriously at any point in time.
No.
And that was a big part of like 90s like humor and culture, right? Was sarcasm. Like when Shannon Doherty bumps into the guy trying to look at the 3D image and stuff.
Yeah.
So the guy's watching trying to like look at the 3D image, trying to see like the sailboat and stuff, right?
Yeah, he's sort of focused on it.
Shannon Doherty comes up beside him, instantly sees it's a sailboat, and he turns to her, and what's he say?
Brenda?
Yeah,
exactly. So he's like,
clearly the movie's not taking itself seriously.
She punch him or call him an asshole?
She calls him an ass and runs off and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So clearly the movie's like, not taking itself seriously. It's like she's Brenda from 90210, and we're making reference to this.
I wonder, I bet that was when she left 90210, 95. Because when did 90210 start? Was
1990?
95. Yeah, she left the show for 5 years.
I wasn't sure where she was in the...
if she had just left the show, which is why when he said Brenda, she was like, asshole, and like punched him.
It could be, It would have been around that time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, obviously we don't know exactly, but I'm just saying I think it might have been because I think she left after 5 seasons.
Yeah.
So could have been. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it definitely, they have no trouble poking fun. Well, these are the clerk stuff. Like they make fun of it a lot,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not that one. I think I'm going to fit some of it, but I know in some of the other Kevin Smith movies, he'll sort of do the whole break the fourth wall to make a joke about something being like shit.
He didn't do that in this one.
No, that's kind of, I think it was just in the other ones, but he'll be like, who would make a movie about that? And then he'll kind of look at the camera being like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that even, okay, like, again, I'm trying to remember this was made 30 years ago, but at the time, like, I as much as I shit on, like, campy humor and stuff like that in movies like that, I do think it's one of the most difficult things to execute as, like, actors or scriptwriters to execute that because it's all about timing and even like body, like it's more than just saying the lines, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I mean, I do have to say that I think everybody in this movie did a really good job of that, especially Jeremy London and Jason Lee, because obviously they were the two mains together.
Yeah.
They're really good at one being kind of super neurotic and over the top, and the other guy just kind of being like the you know, calm, cool, like
yeah,
what's going on kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like this movie a lot. I mean, like, some things don't work though. After watching it for the second time, I was like, ooh, the whole the running gag about the having sex in an uncomfortable place, the Ben Affleck joke.
Yeah,
and it was like Ben Affleck is trying to have sex with girls in an uncomfortable place, and then the punchline is back of a Volvo.
Yeah.
It was
like the back of a Volkswagen.
Oh, back of a Volkswagen. I'm like, that didn't like really fly for me, but like everything else about the movie was like I thought was really funny.
But were they making that joke because like he was this preppy like rich kid guy and the Volvos were?
Well,
no, because it's small and uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about cars.
Well, the Volkswagen, like the Beetle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like the back of Volkswagen. Like no, he wants to.
Oh, he wants to have different.
He wants to go in the back door.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're like, so it's like, but no one wants to say. It's like, he likes to have with women in the you know.
But out of all the things,
that joke was kind of like chuckle-worthy once, but they kept going back to the well.
Yeah.
I'm
like, why didn't they just say it? Because it's like, was that too crude to say? Yet they had like 25-year-olds having sex with 15-year-olds, and she called her boyfriend the R word all the time.
No,
but that was weird. Like,
well, no, I think it was supposed to just be
underlying like.
Well, not that, but most people wouldn't say like. I don't know. I think it was more just supposed to be kind of like who the hell
subtle.
But who the hell would say like in the back? Like, why would you think in the back of a Volkswagen?
Yeah, exactly.
Like ironic.
It's just kind of like absurd.
It was just supposed to be like an absurd, like really random because most people might think what it actually was.
But
not.
then like no, actually the back of a Volkswagen.
Yeah,
but okay.
Yeah. So I think it's sort of
hurts
more
my
just
brain a little to think about. Like I said, like Shannon Doherty. I'm just calling by the like actors' names because I feel like that's easier. Shannon Doherty, like I said, she kept calling her boyfriend, "That's my R word."
Yeah.
And even at the very end, she's like, when she realizes she still loves him and Ben Affleck's about to get arrested, she's like, "He's my R word." I'm like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. Weird. So I don't know. Did you like this movie when you first saw it? Like going way back to the 90s? That
was my question. You stole my question out of my brain.
Did I?
That's okay.
Oh, because I mean, it's the 30th anniversary, right? So I was just thinking, like, when you saw it back in the 90s, did you like it? All right, I'll throw to Steve first.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, I own the DVD. That's how you and I both. I bet you borrowed too. I forgot I had. I was a huge Kevin Smith fan. I liked all his movies. I remember seeing like Chasing Amy in the movie theater.
Can I add an addendum question?
Sure.
Is that what that means? An addendum?
Sure. Or follow up edition too. Go on.
Okay, but like, does it still hold up as good today? Watching
that was my follow up question.
I stole it right back from you.
Not as much. I mean, I think it definitely has more nostalgia vibes than anything. Like it was still funny and stuff like that. But you watch it and it's dated a bit. But I still thought it was funny. But yeah, I mean, some things are not as funny as they used to be. And I've seen it. I haven't seen it in a long time. But
you're also 30 years older, so your high school humor is probably a little different.
But I still thought it was really funny. I still laughed a lot out loud. Like it wasn't like I didn't just sit there and watch it. Like I actually did enjoy it. So I thought it was good. I'm glad we got to watch it again.
What about you, Eric?
I asked the question.
You got to answer.
Oh, I answered my own question. That's fine.
Right.
I don't want to say the exact same answer as Steve, but like it's along the same lines. Like I remember like liking it back in the day, and this second watch through, it took me a little while to warm up to the movie. At first, it was kind of like, this isn't kind of hitting the same. But as I got more into the movie, I really enjoyed it again.
Yeah, I kind of forgot a lot of it. I found I was like, oh, like the whole opening with the whole scene about just him talking about his cousin and the cat. I was like, I totally forgot.
Yeah, that opening, I didn't remember that happened at all.
Yeah.
In my head, the movie opened up with Claire Forlani and T.S., like the car scene.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And that's when the movie opened in my head. I totally forgot about, the cat and gerbil joke.
Yeah.
Do you want my opinion?
Yes, please.
What did you...
I remember watching it way back when. I don't remember any of the specifics. I knew it was in a mall. I knew that opening scene, for some reason, I just knew that was like the opening scenes when they broke up with their girlfriends or the girlfriends broke up with them. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think, it's definitely a 90s movie. Like, anybody who is like, I would say 20 now watching it, you're going to hate it because of like the jokes and the inappropriateness. I think people like us who watched it originally in the 90s, watching it now, we're like, that's still kind of funny, whatever. But anybody who didn't watch it originally in the 90s, they're going to be like, yeah, no.
Well, I think for them too, like they're not going to get the pop culture references.
No,
that's the thing. I think some of it is dated. Yeah. Some of it dates itself that way, just in the references it makes. It's kind of like
exactly. Like Cullen, Shannon, Doherty, Brenda. I don't think anyone who's like 19 is going to get that.
That's what I mean. That's why those types of movies don't usually hold up to like new viewers. It's more like us being like, oh my God, I remember watching
it's hard
that.
when you do like a very topical to the moment stuff. It's hard for a movie because it dates itself instantly.
Like Kevin Smith, like, I mean, I know Steve has said numerous times he really likes him, but I feel like he definitely has like a cult following.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like he really like this and like, well, yeah. Then he really went on like with this, Chasing Amy, Dogma, Chainsaw Buff Strike Back. And he did a couple of Clerks ones. And then, he's done a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's the whole View Askewniverse.
Yeah, that was a tongue twister.
Yeah. View Askew is his production company.
All right, would you guys recommend people watch it?
I would say watch Clerks first and then follow up with Mallrats.
If you like humor, like
if you like to laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't know, I don't want to say crude humor because it's not crude humor, but like cheesy humor.
If you like 90s slacker comedies, you'll like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. I say watch it. If you like good comedy, check them out. I always like Kevin Smith. So yeah, go make a day of it. Have your own View Askewniverse and go watch Dogma, Chasing Amy. Dogma's hard to find, but it's be back out soon. But yes, definitely check it out. 30 years, it's still good.
I feel like I lost my train of thought.
Would you watch it again? Recommend it? Yes or no?
I mean, sure. If you like kind of like what Eric and Steve said. If you like the 90s sort of slacker comedy type stuff, like I said, I think this movie, for whatever it's worth, did a really, really good job of like the casting, and they all did a very good job for like a low budget movie. Like, let's be real, it was only a $6 million movie.
No, that's the budget.
Like low budget, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's also you get to see like Ben Affleck before he was Ben Affleck. You get, Shannon Doherty was probably like,
she was the biggest star in that movie.
By far she was the biggest name in that flick. Yeah.
But yeah, like it's just kind of weird to see Ben Affleck like not Ben Affleck.
Yeah, it's funny you can see but it's the same thing though. You watch any Kevin Smith movies and these guys all come back like Matt Damon, Ben Affleck.
But see, I love like wrriters, directors that do that.
Yeah,
they have those
all these guys are like I said, from Clerks, they're in this one.
Isn't that like what Adam Sandler does too?
He's got all his buddies. Yeah,
see, I like that because then
as Ben Affleck became a bigger star, and same with Matt Damon, they made reference to like they're doing this as a favor to their buddy. Like they'll make those lines in the movie and stuff.
Yeah, and even kind of Kevin Smith will make fun of Ben Affleck in some of his movies. It's good.
All right, well, comment below. Let us know if you guys have seen Mallrats and what you thought of it. If you agree, disagree, let us know. We love to have a discussion in the comments. But yeah, maybe we'll have to watch like Clerks or something. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys, but that's it for today's podcast. We thank you so very much for joining us, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.